Just doing an audio test real quick. Make sure everything is up and running, friends. How we doing? Howdy, howdy, howdy. Just doing an audio test real quick. Sounds like we're up and running and live. Cool. I hope everybody's having a great night and doing well. Got Tornado T. Hey, what's going on Tornado T? Hope everything's going all right with you. Cool, let's get going here. I'm sort of getting situated here and getting my notes ready. All my homework I wrote. Let me crack open my sparkly water. Cool, got that going. Got coffee ready. We're ready to rock and roll. Let's see here. Boom, there we go. Hey everybody, how you all doing tonight? Howdy partners. We're going to be talking about a cool shot tonight. It's called the Cowboy Shot. So let's check in with the chat. Let's see. So Tornado T is joining us tonight. I got Buddha Belly. How we doing, Lauren? I hope you're doing great. And we'll get started here in just a second. Just getting stuff. I got Long. What's up, Long? Long is known as Useless Guy. How's it going? Good to see everybody joining in on a Tuesday Mastering the Basics class here in session. So cool. Let me get my Photoshop going here in the background while we're chatting. Okay. Boop. Turn that off. Apply. Cool. Okay. Turn it off, turn it on. Zoom that in right now. Okay, cool. A lot of cool people joining in. I hope everybody's been having a great week so far. Today's only Tuesday. We're just at the beginning of the week, and I hope your week is phenomenal and things are going well for you. Over here, what was it? Got a chance to get a little bit of fly fishing in for steelhead. Dropped my son back off at school, at college, at university, and just had a little bit of fun. Like I told you, you need a little bit of balance in your life, and it was nice to get away. We caught some big steelhead, giant, pretty darn big steelhead. It's always great to pull those big fish in and have some fun. We pretty much just catch and release of everything that we catch. We catch so many fish, but we just have fun, seeing cool fish and taking photos and stuff. One of these days I'll share some photos of some of my fly fishing trips, which I love doing. So we got a great group of people. I got Tornado T, I got Lauren, Buddha Belly, I got Long Useless Guy, and I got Allie Tan Art. How's it going, Allie? I hope everything is going well for you. I hope you guys are all having a great day. So let's kick off the show and get the intro out of the way, and let's get into our content of the day. So good evening, everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Paul Angeli. I am a live action storyboard artist. And I created this channel to connect with other like-minded creatives out there and share my journey and passion of storyboarding and sort of my processes and sort of how do I go about storyboarding. So if you're new to storyboarding and this is a craft that you want to get into and you're just getting started and looking for some directions, some mentorship to get going, or if you are a storyboard artist already or a comic book artist or another visual storyteller craft type person and you're trying to get better at your craft or level up your experiences or somebody that is just interested to see what a storyboard artist does. What does it take to be a storyboard artist, and just interested in the craft itself and filmmaking and animation, comics, etc., please consider subscribing to the channel. I update this channel 3 times a week right now. I've started this week with a couple other extra little coffee chats where I do a quick little synopsis, or I trying that out to see how that works right now. Let me know if you've gotten a chance to see those yet. I've done a couple of them so far. I might come up with a different series where it's like a coffee with Polly or something, and where we just storyboard something out. And but anyways, I hope you're enjoying the content. But if this is something you'd like, I'd really appreciate your partnership in this YouTube channel, and you can help me out by subscribing. It helps to build this channel. It helps to for me to reach more artists out there, and be able to share with them, and get those experiences, and a lot of you are sharing with me as well. So it's great stuff. So if you're looking for a mentor out there, I'd be happy to help out. There's a couple people I need to get back to on some sort of critiquing that they sent me DMs on, and I got to go through that. I don't have a whole heck of a lot of time on my hands, but I will try to make that time to get back to those individuals that have DM'd me. Again, if you like what you're seeing in these videos, please drop a like on this particular video, and drop a comment. I really appreciate the comments. I try to curtail and hone in the content to help serve you better and give you greater value. I'm just so thankful and appreciative of all the people that participate. For those of you that are on the live chat with me, or those of you that are watching the replay, because I know there's quite a few of you watching the replay, because I see all the numbers of how many watches have happened on these different episodes. So I thank you so much. We're literally right on the cusp of hitting 1,000 subscribers. We're right there, and I think we can go even further in the amount of people to produce some greater value to those artists that are interested in filmmaking, and whether it be live action, or I know there's going to be a bigger push in indie filmmaking soon, and or animation, comics, or other visual storytelling mediums. Let's like I said, we already took a look at the chat. We already said hi to everybody, but I wanted to read a comment here. So Ali Tan Arch said, just finished a video by Doug Leffler about cinematic shots, and he mentioned a cowboy, 2 T's, and a Joker, which sounded like a setup for a joke. I haven't gotten to meet Doug yet, but I've been in contact with Doug back and forth. Fantastic, not only storyboard artist, a professional pro storyboard artist, but also actually a director too. So a lot of storyboard artists become directors, or they were directors and they storyboard their own films. And kudos to Doug. Fantastic, background, many years in filmmaking, both on the directing side and the storyboarding side. I look forward to one of these days getting the opportunity to meet Doug. I've met him in different conference call type scenarios, but I've never met him personally, and I look forward to that day. Just a wealth of knowledge, and fantastic director and storyboard pro film storyboard artist. But cool. So I'm glad you were able to watch that, Ali. So that's very cool. Okay, so we're talking tonight about the Cowboy Shot. The Cowboy Shot is a cool shot. It gets mixed in there with a medium shot. We'll explain the difference between a medium shot and the Cowboy Shot. Again, we're talking about shots. It just reminded me to go back in the segment of this is part of our Mastering the Basics series. So Storyboarding Mastering the Basics series, in which, like I said, we're coming to you 3 times a week on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And with this Mastering the Basics series, I'm trying to get into the how-tos, the tutorial style sort of live stream, and that's what we're going to be doing today on the Cowboy Shot. I think it's really important. We were talking about what are all the things you need to know as a storyboard artist. There's so much to it, and it can be overwhelming at times. I'm trying to break it down for you because I spent so many years working on this stuff, and it's like I'm trying to break it down for you to make it in those bite-sized pieces. So one of those pieces that we've been talking about a lot is just film language. You need to know your film language. You need to know your shots, you know, different angles, you know, composition. You need to know how the camera moves, and all those different things. And I think I've been going over each one of those. And tonight we're sort of specifically focusing on that cowboy shot. But I think it's really important to have an understanding of the basics of filmmaking. I think it'll make you a better storyboard artist, whether you're using this for your comic or you're using this for your animated cartoon, whether it be feature or a serialized animation cartoon, your live action film, whether you're doing a music video, a YouTube video, you know, a business video, or you're doing a short film or a big feature film. You're going to be using a lot of this information to help you as you storyboard, and you're going to storyboard a little bit different in each of these different categories, meaning animation versus live action, etc. But I think it's really important that I'm stressing is to understand your film knowledge, your film language, watch films, understand filmmaking, understand the production process, understand the language, lenses. There's a lot to it, and the better you're at it, you can sit there and have a great conversation with your director or with your client on and hitting those beats that you're trying to do to bring their vision alive through your storyboard work. Or if you're doing it for your own personal project, you'll be able to bring your own project work to life to the best possible visual storytelling it can be. So that's happening on Tuesdays is our Storyboarding Mastering the Basics series. On Thursdays, we have our Sketching After Hours session, and this is where we sort of practice sketching together. I think it is super important to have that sketching done. I always use these 8.5 by 11 hardbound sketchbooks. I like this as sort of my favorite. I've been keeping them over the years, and you know, I'll just do all my sketching and doodles and things like that. I don't know if you can see that or not from this camera, but I'll do all that work here on you know, just trying out different strategies and different. This is more of a sort of illustration comic type style that I was playing with, and I'll be taking notes and doing different ships and different airplanes and different notes. So I think it's really important to have that sketchbook, have that drawing regimen for yourself. Draw every day if you can, or at least once a week, you know, for 30 minutes, which would be fantastic. But this is a reason or excuse to give you to jump online, hang out with me. We draw a little bit. Sometimes I'll do a tutorial on how to draw, or I will just sit there and sketch together. And finally, I bring up the end of the week on Saturdays with our storyboard jam sessions. And the storyboard jam session is a fun time where we can just get together. We pull it all together, pull all that knowledge that we learned on Tuesday, the practice we put on Thursday, and then on Saturdays, we just put it all together and we start storyboarding. I've been a little bit of unscripted storyboarding, so I just sort of pick a topic, whether it be you know, a crime sequence or a car chase or a horror genre. You know, we'll just have different fun. I think we're doing movie monsters, one of them. You know, we've done all different types, and it's just sort of we just go for it. We storyboard in different ways. Sometimes I'm thumbnailing, sometimes I'm roughing out a board, sometimes we're doing an animatic. We do a variety of different things. So I hope that content's great for you. I hope you're enjoying it. Drop it in the chat if you've been enjoying the live streams, and if there's a certain topic that you enjoy more than another one, any feedback you can share with me, I'd really appreciate that. I sort of, the way I teach is like I sit there and I put myself back when I first got started going, if I was to redo this all again, how would I go about it? How would I learn? How could I help you get to where you want to in your passion, whether it be in your career, your passion of getting into this industry, or whatever it might be. So happy to help you out and get you started. So again, please don't forget to subscribe and drop a like and a comment into the chat. I appreciate the feedback here, folks. So keep that feedback going. Ask those questions. I'll take periodic little breaks to take a sip of my drink or something while I'm drawing and doing those type of things. But let's get into the Cowboy Shot. So the Cowboy Shot, okay? So the Cowboy Shot's a fun shot. This shot came out usually, I would say, in the early, when we're going back and looking at films. And I was joking about this when I was writing the description of this particular live stream. And this is an important shot. I was joking around, I think, about saying if I saw a movie that said, it had Clint Eastwood, Lee Van Cleef, Eli Wallach, Steve McQueen, Jimmy Stewart, John Wayne, the list goes on. There's just so many different, even Raquel Welch did a cowboy film. You have so many different, anybody who's an actor, even like I was thinking of the new Magnificent Seven with Chris Pratt, Denzel Washington, just Ethan Hawke. There's just so many fantastic. Every actor gets the opportunity to be in some sort of Western. I'm looking forward to, right now Yellowstone is huge. You have Kevin Costner. He's got a new film coming out, or it looks like a two-parter coming out. And that's another. I'm a big Dances with Wolves fan as well. Love the movie. And fun stuff, and looking forward to seeing Kevin Costner back as a cowboy again. So fantastic stuff. Anyways, the Cowboy Shot was an important shot in cinematic history. It came out around the 1930s. At that time, we hadn't gotten into space yet or anything like that. You could sort of look at Buzz Lightyear and Woody the cowboy, the sheriff cowboy from Toy Story, and during that time, cowboy movies and westerns is what filled people up in the theaters. It was seeing your famous at the time. Whatever actor was playing in the Western, later was John Wayne, and then after that, when the Sergio Leone movies came out, you had all the Eastwood movies and stuff like that. But 1930s, the Cowboy Shot came out, and the Cowboy Shot was pretty much the de facto shot. And the reason why it's called a Cowboy Shot was because you pretty much saw that you had to have the gun holster in the actual shot. So it went from the mid thigh or from the hip, a little bit below the hip, so that mid thigh to lower, below the hip, up to the top of the head, and was usually a shot pointed up, angled up at the below the eyes, the actor, and that was the Cowboy Shot. And we'll draw some examples of it, but this shot was very popular, and it's still used today like crazy. And we'll talk about the different uses that we use that shot today. And this is one of those shots that you want to have in your arsenal of when you're drawing your storyboards and putting those storyboards together. The Cowboy Shot was also called the American Shot, because usually, of course, all the cowboy movies were coming from the United States, so it's called the American Shot. And with that too, or it's called the hip shot. So hip shot, Cowboy Shot, American Shot. When you're using that nomenclature, you sort of got the idea of what we're talking about. And in today's movies, sometimes you don't even need a holster or a gun. It puts that character in a position of power. And in terms of how that shot is put together. So when you're putting your sequences together, you're thinking about the Cowboy Shot, and maybe you're doing some sort of manga or anime type of storyboarding or whatever and stuff, you do the same thing. Or was I just watching? I watched that Detective Pikachu, and the same type of thing. If you're going to go through your Pokemon ball or something like that, you're gonna have to show some sort of cowboy shot, or you're slinging it out of your pack or whatever type of thing. So, but a lot of shots today, you don't even need to have a weapon. You can, you know, pretend it's there, or don't even use it at all. And then we can call it also, when we have a shot like this, it's very heroic too. So you think of John Wayne, big John Wayne, in those particular shots. And so we want something majestic. And if you're watching any Marvel movies, you're going to see this cowboy shot like crazy, whether it be the Avengers, movies or whatever it might be. You're always going to see a superhero in some sort of, whether it be the new DC universe of stuff, or the Snyder films, or whatever it might be. You're going to see that superhero shot, and as Deadpool jokes around about the superhero landing, you're going to be seeing that hero shot, and it's all variations of that cowboy shot, and we're going to be talking about that. So let's get the drawing tools out here and sort of talk about that shot. Okay, so let's turn this off. Turn this on. Let's turn this down a little bit. So when I'm looking at the cowboy shot, I sketched this out a little bit too. I wanted to keep it down. And when I'm looking at that cowboy shot, put a layer on here. The cowboy shot is going to be about mid-thigh. So if you're thinking of the, mid-thigh for that particular shot, that let's just say it's right above the knees for that shot. And it could be just right above the head, in terms of what we're doing here. And that's the shot here. So we're looking at that particular area for the cowboy shot. Oh, wait, don't do it like that, we'll do it like this. So it's coming from that mid-thigh area. It's coming here. So it goes sort of, you can do it here, or you can do it right along the belt. It's so it's top of head or eye. To below waist. Or above, mid-thigh. And that's pretty much the shot. You're getting that sequence right in here. You're getting that shot right in there, and you're showing that. When we see a shot like this, the cowboy shot, you're right now this sheriff here, I have him with the star on it to give you the essence. It's the sheriff. He's the person there. We're looking at power, authority. Okay. Of the character. Okay. We're trying to also, we can create tension. or suspense. Okay, with that particular shot. Um, you know, and there's a lot of films that use this scenario. I think one of the most, and when we're talking about films and film history, is you know, I would say one of the if you have not seen the film yet of The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, this came out in 1966, directed by Sergio Leone. If you haven't seen a movie like this, a lot of people are asking, well, what movies should I see and stuff like that. I remember back in my college days, I took a really great film history. I loved art history and film history and stuff like that. So I took a film history course. We didn't talk about The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, but I think that's a great movie to look at if you're going to be focused on this Cowboy Shot. I think Sergio Leone on that final fight sequence is probably one of the most famous showdowns. I think Once Upon a Time in the West, also very good movie to get that beginning scene with Charles Bronson coming into that sequence too. But there's a lot of good Western films out there to learn from. But I'm sort of picking The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. For me, that one's privately a nice one that I enjoy watching. It's every time I go to visit with my father-in-law, that's our movie, and then my sons, we all watch it together, and it's sort of every time I head back home to California, we have our pilgrimage, and I think we know every line from the movie too, and we just watch it over and over and over again. So it's one of our favorites. But that final gun, showdown between Lee Van Cleef, Eli Wallach, and Clint Eastwood is just phenomenally put together. You can feel the tension. You can feel the suspense. You don't know who's going to get shot. I'll let you watch the movie, so I don't want to destroy it for you if you've never seen that sequence. I know it's on YouTube as well, so you can go watch that sequence, just that final sequence, and understand what I'm talking about. So when we're talking about that Cowboy Shot, you can understand how Sergio Leone, as the director, is bringing that tension with that particular shot. So it's a great one to learn from. Please put that in your notes to go at least watch the sequence if you don't get the chance to watch the whole movie. Very good. And then I know Sergio Leone worked with Clint Eastwood in a bunch of other films, and other actors did as well. You had, with that film, you had, Clint Eastwood as Blondie, who was the good. You had, the bad, which was Lee Van Cleef's Angel Eyes in the film, and then you had the ugly, which was Eli Wallach's Tuco Ramirez. So, it was a great film. So if you ever get the chance to watch that, you can understand the suspense building up with that. So, Yazil, I just wanted to say hi. I saw you jump into the chat. How's it going today? Hope you're doing great. If this is your first time in the chat or first time jumping in the live stream, don't be shy. Drop your name in the chat. Love to say hello and welcome you to the channel and to the live stream. So don't be shy. Drop your name into the chat. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, just go ahead and ask those questions away. Tornado T says. They used the shot several times in The Good, Bad, yeah, big time. I think that was one of the most quintessential, film histories when it comes to Cowboy Shot, of making that Cowboy Shot work. So back to Little Polly here. Okay, so again, we have our character here. That shot. And you can do it a variety of different ways, and we can show that shot in a lot of different poses as well. So let me pull this all together, keep this sort of organized here in my layers here. Let's group this one. Okay, cool. So we have the shot there, and then you're sitting there going, well, hey, Polly, how else can we use this shot? What are some different examples of this particular shot? So let's do that next. and shows some various different ways we can do that shot too. Let me turn this off. Boom. Let's go ahead. Draw a shot there. Okay, so let's use that. So when we're using that shot, there's a few different ways that we can draw this shot. Okay, usually you see it at the hip. Sometimes too, you'll see the usually see the character will be up there like that. There'll be another character up here in the front. You got the town, something like that. And you'll see the different variations of this particular shot. So you'll see something like this. You'll see a variation like that. Let's move this up a little bit. Or you'll see that shot like we just drew a second ago. Or we'll see that character. I'm just drawing him simply like this. So you see a variety of different shots of how that could be put together for you for that cowboy shot. And like I said, you're pretty much you're seeing that that holster level. You know, you're just right above below the hips. You know, in terms of what you're doing. Let me color that in real quick. You know, in terms of how you're doing that shot. So, and that's what you're looking at right there. And like I said, with this particular shot, we're pretty much looking this way. We're going to that mid hip, to the head, and that sort of that shot there. Okay, and then you know, if you're looking at the camera on this particular shot, pretty much the camera. Here's our actor is right here. That camera, it'll be a little bit below eye level as we're shooting. It's not necessarily an upshot, but it's a little bit like this. It's not straight on. And that gives your character some power. So if you're looking at it in a physical reality, you're sort of like that, catching that shot, and you're going from that hip basis. Where that holster is. Right there, and that's sort of where that shot is coming into play when the camera is shooting that shot, to give you sort of a breakdown of how that shot works. So, you know, you'll see this in a variety of different ways, you know, with the Sergio Leone films, they you know, they even, Sergio, he's going, as he's, they show the establishing shot in that final sequence in The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, and you know, what Sergio is doing is he's rising the tension. He gives you the establishing shot. It's more in a circular pattern in terms of the film, and it's in the graveyard that they're all fighting and looking for the Bill Carson's grave, and as the sequence continues going, and to drive the tension, he gets more close up. So you see the eyes, the facial emotions. You see the hands on the hilts of the gun. You see as he's building that tension throughout that scene. Utilizing a lot of those cowboy shots, and it creates a shot. Has anybody seen The Good, the Bad, the Ugly? I don't know if anybody's seen it. Tornado T sounds like you've seen it. Anybody have seen The Good, the Bad, the Ugly? Drop it in the chat. Let me know if you've seen it before. Love to hear what, even if you're interested in Western movies. So I know there's quite a few of them. I think the other one is The Magnificent Seven with Yul Brynner, Steve McQueen. There's a lot of great actors in that film too, that I enjoy as well. Eli Wallach, I believe, played the villain in that. So Lauren says, yeah, I love it. And Tornado T says, yeah, I've seen it a bunch of times. Cool. Good stuff. Good classic movie. You know, excellent. Cool. Okay, so what's the difference between the hip shot, cowboy shot, American shot versus just a mid shot? What's the difference? I think that the difference between the two shots right now is that let me pull this together real quick and talk about the differences. Do, do, do. So then you're going, what's the difference between a full shot and a cowboy shot? I just think a cowboy shot, like I said, I think in general, just to quickly drop it down, I just think there's a lot more. There's a lot more to that shot. For the cowboy shot, we want to be able to go from either like the top of head to mid thigh or below waist. Okay, and then when you're doing, and that would be the right down here. And then you're sitting there going, what's the difference between a medium shot? I think the medium shot is going to go from pretty much it's going to go from the top of head to waist. I think it's a little bit closer. Okay, so it's a little bit closer of a shot as well. So if I'm thinking of a medium shot, I'm going to have my It's going to be a little bit closer shot, and it's just pretty much going from the top of the head to the waist. So I'm not showing so much of the thigh on there. So that type of scenario to what we're talking about here. So I think that's the main difference between the two shots. You know, as we get closer, we're sort of seeing the more of the acting. We still see a little bit of the background, but it's focused on the character. With the Cowboy Shot 2, I'm going to see the background a little bit more. It's just a tad bit away, because now you're going from the mid thigh, you know, in that particular shot in terms of what we're doing. Let me show you that real quick. It looks like I didn't turn that off. So again, for that particular shot, we were talking about what is the difference between the two shots. The Cowboy Shot is going to be from the top of the head to like the mid thigh, or a little bit below the waist in terms of the shot that you're doing. And then with the other medium shot, you pretty much going, you know, from the top of the head to the waist, and that's sort of the differences between your shots in terms of the language that you're telling and sharing within those two shots. So got that going on. Pull these together. Okay, so another way that we see these shots done today too is we see these shots for hero shots. So it's all not just Western movies or Western genre. We're gonna see these hero shots all the time, you know. So a cowboy shot could be used as a hero shot. Okay. We want to show, like I said, the power and authority. So if I'm drawing a character, let's rough this character out real quick. Let's see how I can. Draw here. I'm just thinking out loud while we're drawing. Just thinking of a hero shot. We see this a lot in like we'll see these type of shots, and I gotta get this sort of started here. We'll see this type of shot in something like this. Let me drop these layers down just a tad bit. So we'll see, like I was just trying to say, we'll see these type of shots in like hero type films. You know, we were thinking of this is where that cowboy shot. Comes into play. You'll see it in like a Marvel film or whatever, and just the hero shot is all the heroes are waiting there. So you get the idea. Yeah, so it's sort of our hero shot in terms of what we're doing here. This is a different rendition of the of that cowboy shot. You can sort of get the idea there as we put that basic little shot together there. So let me throw a quick save on here. So that hero shot is the same type of shot we were just talking about with the cowboy shot. Just different variations of it that you would use for your storyboards. You know, in terms of what you're doing, everybody's in that same sort of position in terms of what we're doing. You know, because we're just trying to show, you know, with it, we're trying to show power, authority, heroic. Those are all the different types of things that we're showing that with that particular shot in terms of what we're trying to do, and to show that in terms of that style for that particular shot. Just here. I think other directors have used this shot in different ways. You know, whether it be, let me put this together real quick. So when we're talking about these different shots or something like this, whether it be the cowboy shot like this or this particular shot here, or that shot here, we see different variations of this particular shot. We see this, you know, in other films. You know, they'll take this particular shot style and they'll use it in a different form. It has nothing to do with a Western, but they'll use these types of shots in a different method for their film. And a couple of their films to check out. Let me write them down for you. So a few films to check out if you haven't seen them yet. For Cowboy Shot, to see that in film studies, would be the 1966, The Good, The Bad, The Ugly. I would say, let me get the, do a real quick search here. I would say another film that uses this type of I think it was 1999 Fight Club. That was David Fincher. Check out Fincher's work there. Just this is using okay. Using the Cowboy Shot different would be the 1999 Fight Club. Director David Fincher. If you look at a lot of his fights and stuff like that, look at that. Look at how he used that shot from below the hip or below the hip up, and with the shot, in terms of what was going on between Edward Norton and Brad Pitt's characters, in terms of the film. Another person to take a look at would be, let me see what year that film came out. Okay, another one would be let's see, I think it came out in 1994. Try to give you the dates of stuff. So it would be Pulp Fiction. Of course, was and with the Fincher movie, I would be looking at your fights. And with Quentin Tarantino, I would look at the when there's the sequence there at the I forgot what part of the movie it is, but when Samuel Jackson's Jules character goes in and with John Travolta, and they go in to get the case from the kids in the apartment building, And there's a lot of great cowboy shots in there too. So take a look at that as well. Trying to remember off the top of my head of what the shots. It would be just sort of like when you know, there's a kid in the front, and he's in his chair and he's being interrogated. And you're looking at Jules here. And he's got that authority position, you know, and he's sort of he's got his how that shot works. And he's got his gun in his hand, and he's like, if you say what one more time. Trying to remember that sequence, but it's the same type of thing. Yeah, it has a gun, but it's not a holster or anything, you know. There's another kid somewhere in the scene standing there too, but it was that type of shot. It's still that cowboy shot, you know. I think he says, say what? One more time. So anyway, there's a few films that I give you some reference here to look at to get that idea of how to use these different shots and in different formats for how you're working and what you're working on. So I think as a storyboard artist, we were talking about it earlier, and why we're sort of going in depth. You're like, why are we going in depth with this one shot? I think it is super important to have your film knowledge, so you can dive deep into your boarding or your comics or whatever you're trying to create. It's you know, I think it's great to have. When I'm working sometimes, and I'm working with other storyboard artists, or I'm working with a director or a client, I can sit there and rattle off sequences of films and like, oh yeah, that's where I'm trying to go. And what you're doing is you're grabbing that that idea or that thought, and you're reinterpreting it into the vision that you're trying to make to try to drive your story. And I think it's a really great thing to do is to watch. Listen, the reason why I got into filmmaking, I love films. I love making films. I love watching films. I like being entertained that way. I remember, films that came out. I remember when Superman the movie with Christopher Reeves came out on VHS tape, and man, that was like, wow! You had this beautiful VCR, and everything was so expensive back in the day, and you got one tape, and most people either had Star Wars or they had Superman the movie, or they, and this is when VHS tapes started hitting the market and that type of stuff. Or I think, it was funny at my house. It was only like a few movies that were on VHS because they were so expensive, and it was like, it was Star Wars, it was Superman the movie, And I remember getting Raiders of the Lost Ark on VHS, and you're like, but today you have so much access to so many different films and all these streaming services on YouTube. You can even catch the whole film if you pay for the YouTube exclusive, or you can watch those particular sequences. So, study your films, watch films. There's so many fantastic directors, from cinematographers, from Roger Deakins. There's just so many different, so much talent out there, and to learn and sort of do your master studies off of each of these cinematographers, directors, storyboard artists. There's just so much to learn from, and I can't express enough to study and learn. And I know that there's an artist I follow all the time, Sachin, and Sachin's literally reverse storyboarding Raiders of the Lost Ark right now, and is doing updates on his Instagram feed, and he's just drawing every shot, and by doing that, helps you to memorize those shots or those sequences. So when you bust something out real quick, you sort of got the idea. And when you're working in a collaborative, artistic environment, you're all working together to produce a film or a feature animation or whatever it might be. And it takes a lot of talented people working together to make a great project work. But you got to have that film history, that watching a film knowledge. How were those sequences built? Those type of things. That's why I'm diving into those shots. So you're looking at specific shots. How can I utilize this shot in my sequence, or do I cut that shot out? I don't want to push that yet. I want to do it like this and have that sequence work for you that way. Let's go over to the chat. Drop any questions into the chat. I'm going to take a couple sips of my drink here and see how everybody's doing tonight. Yazalai says, hadn't seen it. I'll make sure to watch it. Yeah, cool. Yeah, Tornado T. I've seen this. We're talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Good stuff there. And Ali 10 says, it's been a while. Lauren says, yeah. And then Tornado T says, really nice gesture drawing on the Hulk. Thanks so much. Not too bad for not using reference and sort of getting that Hulk sort of character right there. So appreciate that. Thanks so much. Any questions? Drop it in the chat. If you're getting some great value out of this particular live stream, please don't forget to subscribe. Drop a like on this particular video, and drop a quick little comment, even if you're just saying hi or a little emoji or something. It helps push this this video out to other people, like-minded people out there on the YouTube platform, and I would really sincerely appreciate that. So cool. Let me check a couple other things here. See how else we're doing. Cool. Okay. I was just curious if there's anything more you'd like to learn about with the Cowboy Shot. I'm going to put that out there real quick. Awesome blossom. Cool. I'm waiting on the chat. Anybody want to put anything in the chat? Any questions when it comes to the Cowboy Shot or the hip shot, the American shot, all the same shot. So I'll give it a second here. Let me know in the chat. Appreciate you. It's always nice to see everybody jumping into the chat too, and jumping onto these live streams. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day, whether you're watching this live with me right now or participating, or you're watching this on the replay. I'm really grateful for you taking the time to watch Polly here, chit chat away, and share some knowledge. And I hope it's helpful and beneficial to you on your journeys. So, how would you choose between the cowboy shot and the hero shot? Great question, Tornado T. I think they're sort of the same shot in terms of how the shot is created. In terms of what you're doing there, I think it's pretty much the same shot. One has a gun and one doesn't. So use that accordingly in terms of how you're doing it. I know the Avengers and the Avenger Marvel movies, they do it all the time. So you see those hero shots all the time, whether it be, excuse me, Miss Marvel or whichever way that hero is going in that shot. So and it's usually just below the waist, a little bit up. It's sort of, let me get to my drawing. There. I think it's just always that shot, and I think it's David Finch. Just think of those triangle type shots. So if I have a shot like this, with the triangle on it, I'm thinking with my, oops. Okay, because we'll usually, I forgot how Miss Marvel looks, but it's always like, I think she had some sort of star or something like that on her. I don't know. You have to forgive me, I forgot how, I'm not using any reference here for Miss Marvel, but I was sort of going for it. And so with that shot, and then she had her hair, that was sort of cool. And she had her plasma or something. So what you would do is with that shot, that hero shot, it would just go below the waist. We can even go lower than that. I know she was sort of a... Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Oh. Sorry. Boom. I'm sitting there drawing away. I get carried away with myself here. It's past 1 in the morning over here by me, so it's like, there we go. Oh. So we're sort of looking at, I'm not using any reference here, but we're looking at like Miss Marvel or something like that. We have that hero. I know she's usually out in space. So like something like that. She has some sort of planet here. In terms of that shot or whatever, that would be sort of our hero shot that we could play with and stuff. But that's what the sort of that hip shot, hero shot from the below the hips. So you don't necessarily have a gun or anything like that, but you have a hero shot type of shot there. Then you could always come in and you have to relook at how this Marvel's I know she has some sort of sash or something. I don't remember. as we sort of board this sort of this cowboy shot up here. Sorry if I'm destroying Miss Marvel here. I have to look at some. Get you an idea there. That's some. Yeah, I apologize if I'm not drawing Miss Marvel right. I have to get some reference there. But it gives you a good idea of the shots that you're trying to create for that hero shot. I hope that helps you out, Tornado T. It sort of gives you an example of the hero shot and stuff, and sort of put that shot together in terms of what you do. Was it Carol Danvers? So as she's doing that, so a little bit different. Any other questions? I'm gonna open it up to you folks. Any questions to ask? We've talked about quite a few things tonight, so I'll just leave it open here a little bit more. What other questions we have? Right now, I appreciate everybody joining in. We've got Lauren, Tornado T, Yazli, Allie, you know, Long. Anybody else? Any questions or anything when it comes to the shots? I'll post another question out there too. What are your favorite films use the cowboy shot? So what are your favorite films that use the cowboy shot or hero shot? Drop it in the chat. Let me know. So when you're watching your next film, are they using the cowboy shot? You know, take those notes. Sometimes when I'm watching a film, I usually, when I'm watching a movie, I watch the first pass of the movie just to enjoy a film. You know, if I've never seen it before, I just watch it for just pure enjoyment. And then then when I watch it a second time, I'll watch for certain things. Sometimes I'll carry a notepad with me, and I'll take notes or just jot, you know, drawings down and things like that. I enjoy that. Or if I see a shot or a sequence, it's like, wow, that was fantastic. I got to put that in my mental imagery. So you can take those thoughts, and put those into your sketchbook whenever you have your sketchbook time, you know, and to hone in on those things that excited you about a film, and use that as part of your drawing regimen. Your drawing routine is you're watching a film, or you're watching a short little cartoon, or you're watching your next big anime manga show. Enjoy it. Stop. Take a couple notes down, and I love how that director did that, or that cinematographer did that, or that director did that, and get that knowledge into your head of how that sequence was built through your storyboards, and then practice and hone in those things. If you're a big superhero movie fan, then go ahead and go do it. If you're more independent, indie film or smaller budget film, go and you're going to learn different things. When you don't have a lot of budget, you're going to learn how to storyboard differently than you are a big feature film. Same thing goes with cartooning, and for either animation, for a feature animation, or a televised or a streaming series too. You can do the same type of thing, whatever you're interested in. Also too, when you're looking at your next time you're flipping through a comic book, you can see the same shots there. How are they utilizing a cowboy shot or a hero shot? Do they use it too much? Do they use it sparingly? How do they use that shot in those sequences? So I hope this is tonight's lesson has given you all a great deal of info. I appreciate you joining in tonight. If there's any other questions, I'll give it a couple more minutes. Drop them into the chat. But tonight's focus was to dive deep into the cowboy shot, which there's quite a few different variations of the cowboy shot. We were talking about the heroic shot, and all those different aspects. So just to recap real quick, let me turn off Big Polly here. Yeah, Tornado T would say, yeah, Pulp Fiction's definitely up there. Lauren says, yeah, good idea. Yeah, cool. So it is good stuff. So again, tonight we were talking about the cowboy shot. It's a fun shot. Utilize it when you need to punch in for that tension or dramatic, suspense that you're trying to do. We sort of, just to recap here, we talked about how that cowboy shot is put together. Its power of authority, of character, can create tension and suspense. It's pretty much from the mid-thigh all the way to the top of the head. We gave some different examples tonight of how that shot is, and different ways that we can do that shot. In a Western, we said cowboy shot sort of was invented during the 1930s. We talked about that it was the American shot, the hip shot, the cowboy shot, and some various different styles of doing that. We talked about what was the difference between the cowboy shot and the medium shot. I just think it's the medium shot's just a little tad closer than the cowboy shot, because you want to be able to show that gun holster sort of area, mid-thigh, right there in that shot, where a medium shot is going sort of from the hip to the top of the head. We talked about the heroic shot, and my buddy Tornado T liked my Hulk. I got to get some reference material so I can see, make sure I got costumes right and fun stuff, but that was fun. And then we were talking about more of the hero shot, and we sort of did this sort of quick little shot of Captain Marvel. So good stuff. Cool. Okay. Again, appreciate everybody joining in tonight. Really good session. I hope this was informative to you and you know, was helpful to you. Use those shots when you need to in your storyboard sequences. Appreciate you joining in. Don't forget to subscribe. I'd really appreciate you joining in with the community here on the Paul Angeli YouTube channel. This channel is dedicated to visual storytellers, storyboard artists, and filmmakers in terms of the information that we're trying to give out as I share my journey and processes with you. Please don't forget to give this particular video a like. And just drop a quick little comment. I'm big on the comments lately. I've been getting a lot of great comments and stuff. Even if it's just emoji saying hi, that'd be great. It helps tell the YouTube algorithm that you'd like to see more. But again, friends, I just want to thank everybody jumping on the call. That's Long, aka Useless Guy, Tornado T, Buddha Belly, which is Lauren. You know, who else do I have in here? We had Yazalai joining us again. I had Ali Tan Art joining today, so thank you so much. Who else do we have? Anybody else I missed? I think I got everybody. And for those of you that didn't type your name in the chat, I really appreciate you joining in to tonight's session and listening in as we discuss the Cowboy Shot. I will see you on Thursday for our Sketching After Hours session, and if I can, I'll sneak a couple of other these coffee chats in the mornings. You know, if I got nothing going on, and I will chat with you guys later. I'll leave you with my contact information. If you want to share your artwork with me, feel free to DM me on Instagram. Let me drop that up, and then I'll say goodnight. So you can reach me again. My name is Paul Angeli. I'm a live action storyboard artist. You can reach me on my email account, which is mr.paul.angeli@gmail.com. You can also reach me at my website, which is www.paulangeli.com. That's PAULANGELI.com. Popular place for people hooking up with me or catching me on the DM would be over on Instagram. Just look up Mr. Paul Angeli. You'll find my Instagram handle there, and of course over here on YouTube at the Paul Angeli channel here on YouTube. And if you'd like to hook up with me too, I'm been trying to get a little bit more active on LinkedIn, so you can. I'm trying to share things that I think are interesting that would be beneficial to you too. So please come and follow me over on LinkedIn as well. Last I would say 2 or 3 weeks, I've been putting a little bit more. Doing some time to share some cool stuff or reposting stuff that I'm impressed with, or artists that I'm impressed with, or different things that are going on in the world of storyboarding. Anyways, other than that, have a fantastic night, and I will catch you on the next live stream, friends. Take care.